previous class, I have discussed up to question number 21 in the assignment in kinematics up to falling bodies. So I am going to discuss the next three questions starting from 22. You look at the question number 22 on the screen, which I already shown to you in the past, which I am going to discuss the solution now. A freely falling body takes 2 seconds less and acquires a velocity 10 meters per second more at one place than at another place. In falling freely under gravity through the same distance, the product of the values of acceleration due to gravity at the two places is. So let G1 denote the value of acceleration due to gravity at the first place. Let G2 denote the value of acceleration due to gravity at the second place. As I discussed earlier, if a body falls freely under gravity from a height h, so if the body falls freely under gravity from a height h, then magnitude velocity gained is root of 2gh. Let v1 be the magnitude velocity gained by the body when it falls freely under gravity through distance h, and v2 be the magnitude velocity gained by the body at the second place in falling freely under gravity same distance h. G1 and G2 denote the values of acceleration due to gravity at the two places. The time taken by a body to fall freely under gravity from height h is given by root of 2h by g. This result I have discussed in the past. So time taken by the body to fall freely under gravity at the first place through a distance h is root of 2h by g1. The time taken by the body to fall freely under gravity through same distance h at the other place is root of given by t2 equal root of 2h by g2. So given that the freely falling body takes 2 seconds less and acquires a velocity 10 meters per second more at one place. That means v1 is more than v2 by 10 meters per second, or you can write v1 minus v2 equal 10 meters per second. You can substitute v1 equal root of 2g1h and v2 equal root of 2g2h, which is equal 10 meters per second. Here t1 is less than t2 by 2 seconds. That means you can write t2 minus t1 equal to 2 seconds. So you can write t2 equal root of 2h by g2, t1 equal root of 2h by g1. That is equal to 2 seconds. So the last equation you may write it as root of 2g1h minus root of 2g2h by root of g1 g2 equal to seconds. Call it as equation 2. So you can substitute root 2g1h minus root 2gh is equal to 10 meters per second from first equation into the second equation. So from first and second, you can write 10 meters per second by root of g1 g2 equal to seconds. You can square both sides and simplify it yourself. If you want to copy the solution of this problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of this problem. Look at the question number 23. Body falling vertically under gravity covers a distance s in 2 seconds, which is equal to the distance covered next second. G equal 10 meter per second square. Then S is equal to. So it's not mentioned that the body covers distance s in the first 2 seconds. Because if you can check up by calculation, the distance covered in the first 2 seconds will not be equal to the distance covered in the third second for a freely falling body. So the 2-second interval must be considered somewhere part of the motion. Let us suppose the body starts falling freely under gravity from point O. Let us suppose the body travels from A to B during 2-second interval of time during which it has covered the distance f. Next, let us suppose the body travels from B to C in the next 1 second. According to the problem, the body travels same distance f in the next 1 second. You have to find distance f. So the problem is given in terms of displacements and time intervals. So you can solve the problem by using the equation s equal to ut plus half et square 2 times. Or alternately, if you remember the one of the conclusions I have discussed previously, you can solve the problem more faster. The body moving in a straight line path with constant acceleration, suppose covers a displacement s1 in a time interval t1 and displacement s2 in the next time interval t2. Then acceleration, if it is uniform, is given by s2 t1 minus s1 t2 divided by t1 t2 into t1 plus t2. The present problem, the acceleration for a freely falling body is equal to g and s2 equal to s. t1 is 2 seconds. s1 is also s. t2 is 1 second. So t1, t2 is 1 second in 2 seconds. Into t1 plus t2 will be 1 plus 2 seconds. You can substitute g equal 10 meter per second square. So this 2 you can cancel here. You get s by 3 equal to 10 meters or s equal to 30 meters. That's the answer. So if you want to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of the problem. But this problem should not be worked out by this method in case if you are given a similar question in board examination. This method can be used for only objective type of question papers in entrance examinations where it may be required to answer at the earliest possible. I would like to also discuss a problem by the alternate method. The alternate method you have to particularly use if you are given a similar problem in board examination. And sometimes you may not remember this conclusion I have written in the top. Even then you can solve the problem with the alternate method. So I am going to discuss the alternate method for same problem, problem number 23. So as I discussed previously, the body travels from A to B in 2 seconds, during which it has covered the distance s, which is same as the distance covered in the next 1 second. Let the body move from B to C in the next 1 second. Let u be the velocity at the point A. So I am going to use the equation s equal to ut plus half et square. First for motion from A to B, next for motion from A to C. So for motion from A to B, can take time of interval equal to 2 seconds, displacement equal to s. The acceleration for a falling body equal to g, that is 10 meter per second square. So we're using the formula S equal to ut plus half at square. For motion from A to B, we get S equal to u into 2 seconds plus half A equal 10 meter per second square equal to equal 2 seconds. Next, we use the same equation for motion from A to C. For motion from A to C, time of motion will be 2 plus 1 seconds or 3 seconds. Displacement equal S plus S or 2S. The acceleration equal to G, that is 10 meter per second square. Initial velocity equal to U. So again, using the same principle, displacement is equal to ut plus half at square. Can take displacement equal to S, t equal to 3 seconds. The acceleration is 10 meter per second square, t equal to 3 seconds. Now you have to solve the equations 1 and 2. You have to solve the equations 1 and 2. To subtract the first equation by 2 and then if you multiply the first equation by 2, so subtract the, if you multiply the first equation by 2 and then subtract it from equation 2, then S gets eliminated. First you get the value of U. Then by substituting the value of U, one of the equations you can find S. That means you have to just solve the two simultaneous linear equations, 1 and 2, for S here. Or you can directly eliminate U also. If you want to copy the solution of this problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of the problem. See the next question, 24th question. A parachutist drops freely from an aeroplane for 10 seconds before the parachute opens out. Then he descends with a net retardation of 2.5 meter per second square. He bails out of the plane at a height of 2495 meters and g equal 10 meter per second square. His velocity on reaching the ground will be. So before he opens the parachute, you can assume that the parachute falls freely under influence of gravity alone. You can neglect the air resistance before he opens the parachute. So first, let us suppose the parachute starts from the point O, falls probably under gravity from O to A for first 10 seconds before he opens the parachute. Let us suppose he covers a distance S1 the first 10 seconds before he opens the parachute. Let us suppose he opens the parachute at the position A. Let us suppose he moves from A to B after he opens the parachute and reaches the ground at the position B. Let S2 be the distance traveled during the retarded motion after he opens the parachute from A to B. You have to find velocity at B. For that, you have to first find velocity. You are given the initial height above the ground at which you open the parachute. That is given 2495 meters. So if you consider the motion from O to A before he opens the parachute, he falls freely under gravity. Therefore, velocity at A is given by the body falls freely under gravity for time t. Then velocity of time t is gt. G is 10 meter per second square. T is 10 seconds. So he gains a velocity of 100 meter per second after first 10 seconds at the point A. Distance traveled in the first 10 seconds is given by s equal to half gt square. G is 10 meter per second square, t equal to 10 seconds. Can simplify that. You get 500 meter. So for motion from A to B, after opening the parachute, he moves from A to B. Can observe from the figure S1 plus S2 will be equal to 2495 meters. We got S1 500 meters. So we can find S2 from there. So S1 plus S2 can be written as 2495 meter minus S1. That is 2495 minus 500. So displacement for motion from A to B after he opens the parachute denoted by S2, that will be 1995 meters. It is given that after he opens the parachute, he moves with a retardation of 2.5 meter per second square. So the acceleration for retarded motion from A to B can take it as minus 2.5 meter per second square. You have to find the final velocity at B. For motion from A to B, A is the initial position and B is the final position. You can take the initial velocity at A as 100 meter per second. So now you can use the equation kinematics in terms of these quantities V, U, A, F. So you can use the equation V square minus square equal to AS. We get V means final velocity at B, U means initial velocity, that is 100 meter per second. The acceleration is equal to minus 2.5 meter per second square. The displacement is 1995 meters. If you want to copy the solution of this problem, you can copy the solution of this problem. You can take a pause and copy the solution of this problem. The last simplification of the last part, you can try to do it yourself. Simplify the last part. Simplification of the last part, you can try to do it yourself. So in the last equation, V square minus square equal to A, so I have taken U as 100 meter per second, A equal to minus 2.5 meter per second square, and S equal to 1995 meters. Can take 25 for easier simplification. You can take 25 square common on the right hand side and solve for V square. Then find V. You're supposed to get the answer given there. I think 5 meter per second is the answer. If you want to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of this problem. Next, I have solved all the 24 questions which I have shown you on the screen in my last but previous class. So next, I am going to show you the continuation of this assignment, that is question number 25 to 40. I'll be showing the question number 25 to 39 or 40. That is the remaining questions in the assignment in kinematics up to falling bodies. So first I will be showing you the questions on the screen. I will not be discussing them in this class. In this class, I will be just showing you some questions on the screen. In my next class, I will be discussing those problems. So I am continuing the assignment in kinematics of the falling bodies. I am going to show you some more questions, around 15 or 16 questions. Now, one after another. I will not be discussing these questions at present, and I will be giving the answers for these questions in the last. First, you try these questions yourself, and after I read each question, I may give you a time of usually on the average maximum 1 minute or so, something like that. But some of you may not be, most of you may not be able to solve in 1 minute. Doesn't matter. You can take a pause and you can take more time, that is 2 or 3 minutes time if required to solve the problem. But don't take too long time, 5 minutes or more than 5 minutes to solve a problem. You can skip the problem and go to the next one. I'll be showing the solutions of these problems later in my next classes. See the question number 25 there. Water drops fall from a tap onto the floor 5 meters below at regular intervals of time. The first drop strikes the floor when the fifth drop begins to fall. The height at which the third drop will be from the ground at that instant when the first drop strikes the ground is, you have to take g as 10 meter per second square. So I'll be showing the 4 options there. I have shown you the 4 options on the screen. Come on, try the problem. This question was originally given in 1999 EAMCET examination in the engineering entrance. So you can take a pause and take your time to solve the problem. I would like to show you the next question. A stone is dropped from the top of a cliff, and 2 seconds later another stone is thrown vertically downwards with a velocity of 40 meters per second. How far below the cliff the second stone will overtake the first stone? Assume g equal 10 meters per second square. I have shown 4 options here. Come on, try this problem. As you may need more time, you can take a pause and try this problem yourself. It's not necessary to for you to copy the problems on paper. You may just copy the necessary information to solve the problem, because the questions will be there in the system with you. I'd like to show you the next question. In case you require more time, you can take a pause and try the problem. See the question number 27. Stone, after falling freely under gravity for 3 seconds, strikes a pane of glass horizontally. In breaking through the pane, the stone loses 2/3 of its velocity. The distance traveled by it in the next 3 seconds is, now take g equal 10 meters per second square. So I've shown you the 4 options on the screen. So you can start trying the problem. So you can take a pause and try this problem yourself. I'm going to show you the next question. A body falls freely from the top of the tower. During the last second of its motion, it falls through 16 by 25th of the height of the tower. its total time in seconds of fall is. I have shown you the four options on screen. Come on, try this question. So you can take a pause and try this problem yourself. I would like to show you the next question. A freely falling body reaches the ground after time t. After half of this time, if that body is momentarily stopped and released, time of its fall for the remaining journey is. Four options are given. You can observe on the screen in terms of t. This problem was also given one of the previous entrance examinations. Come on, try this question. The last 2 years only. So in case you need more time to answer the question, you can take a pause and try this problem. See the next question. Question number 30. A body falls freely from a height h, has a velocity of 30 into root 2 meter per second at the instant when it is at a height h by 3 above the ground. Its velocity at the instant when it is at a height of h by 4 above the ground is. Come on, try this question. See the question number 30. Body falling freely from height h has a velocity of 30 root 2 meter per second at the instant when it is a height h by 3 above the ground. Its velocity at the instant when it is at a height of h by 4 above the ground is. Four options are given on the screen. Come on, you take a pause and try this problem. You can take a pause and try this problem yourself. So I'd like to show you the next question here on the screen. Question number 31. A sharp stone dropped from a height h above a pile of sand penetrates 4 meters in sand. The time of penetration in sand is 0.2 seconds. And the average acceleration during penetration in sand is. Let's take g as 10 meter per second square here. Four options are given in the problem. Come on. You can take a pause and try this problem yourself now. I'd like to show you the next question on the screen. Question number 32. Ball releases from the top of a tower of height h meters. Takes capital T seconds to reach the ground. What is the position of the ball at t by 3 seconds? Four options: h by 9 meters from the ground. Second option 7 h by meters from the ground. Third option 8 h by meters from the ground. Fourth option 17 h by 18 meters from the ground. This problem was originally given in the AAA exam in 2005. Come on, take a pause and try this problem yourself now. I'd like to show you the next question. Question number 33. A, B, C, D are points in a vertical line The length AB equal to BC equal to CD. The body falls from rest from A. The ratio of times of describing AB, BC, CD is, four options are given. The first option, 1 is to root 2 minus 1 is to root 3 minus root 2. Second option, 1 is to root 2 is to root 3. Third option, 1 is to root 3 is to root 5. Fourth option, 1 is to 1 is to 1. Come on, take a pause and try the problem. So I would like to show you the next question on the screen. Piece of stone is allowed to fall from a balloon floating in air. It goes down past a tower 30 meters in height. The last quarter of the last second of its flight. Find its velocity as it reaches the ground. G is 10 meters per second square. Come on, try the problem yourself. You can take a pause and try this question. I would like to show you the next question here. Question number 35. A man with constant time of reaction can stop his car within 30 meters when its speed is 72 km per hour and within 10 meters when its speed is 36 km per hour. What is the distance within which he can stop his car when speeding at 45 km per hour? Come on, take a pause and try this problem. In case you need more time to solve the problem, you can take a pause and take more time. I'd like to show you the next question. This is the question number 36. Two cars are moving in the same direction with the same speed with a separation of 40 meters. In order to overtake the driver of second car accelerates and he overtakes the first car in 5 seconds. What is the acceleration produced by the accelerator? Come on, try this question. So as you may require more time to solve the problem, you can take a pause and take your time to solve the problem. I'd like to show you the next question. A car moving with constant acceleration covers the distance between 2 points 60 meters apart in 6 seconds. Its speed as it passes the second point is 15 meters per second. There are number of parts of the question. First part of the question, what was its speed at the first point? Second part of the question, what is its acceleration? Third part of the question, at what prior distance from the first point was the car at rest? Come on, try this problem. So you may require more time to solve the problem. You can take a pause and take your time to solve the problem. I would like to show the next question on the screen. 38. Car and a truck move in the same straight line at the same instant of time from same point. The car moves with constant velocity of 40 meters per second, and truck starts from rest and moves with a constant acceleration of 4 meters per second square. Find the time t that elapses before the truck catches the car. Find also the greatest distance between them prior to it and the time at which this occurs. Come on. You can take a pause and try this problem yourself now. May take a pause and try this problem. This is question number 39. 2% here B are located in the xy plane at the point 0, 0 and 0, 10 respectively. The distance are measured in MKS units. At a time small t equal to 0, they start moving simultaneously with velocities VA bar equal to 2j cap meter per second and VB bar equal to A cap meter per second respectively. The time after which A and B are at their closest distance is. Four options are given on the screen. You can see that this problem was originally given the previous MSET examinations. One of the previous MSET examinations the last 2 or 3 years. Come on, take a pause and try this problem yourself. So I would like to. So I have already discussed the first 24 questions in the assignment in kinematics. So I have shown you the questions from 25 to 39. That is about 15 questions, one after another. I have shown you on the screen. I told you to try them yourself. Now I am going to give you the answers for these questions. At present, I will be just giving you the answers. I will not be discussing the solutions in this class. I will be discussing the solutions in my next class. In case you already got all the answers and you need no discussion about these questions, can skip my next class and go to the class later. See the answers here. For question number 25, answer is 4. For question number 26, answer is 2. For question number 27, answer is 4. For question number 28, answer is 1. For question number 29, answer is 3. For question number 30, answer is 1. For question number 31, answer is 2. For question number 32, answer is 3. For question number 33, answer is 1. For question number 34, answer is 121.25 meter per second. For question number 35, answer is 18.75 meters. Question number 36, answer is 3.2 meter per second square. For question number 37, answer is 7.5 meter. For C. For question number 38, the maximum separation between the two bodies is 200 meters and t equal 10 seconds. You already can copy down the answers. Check up your answers. For question number 39, answer is 1. First option is the answer. So you check up your calculations and answers. In my next class, I am going to discuss the solutions of the questions numbering from 25 to 39. In case you have already solved these questions and don't require the discussions, you can skip my next class. After that, I am going to discuss the motion under gravity. That is the case of vertical projection. That is the case of body projected vertically upwards, which moves only under influence of gravity.